Lesson 5, Writing Chemical Formulas for Ionic Compounds. Recall chemical formulas. The coefficient is in front of the formula, that is the big number. The subscript is the small number that occurs after the atom. Subscripts that occur after the parentheses, you need to multiply everything on the inside by that number. So for example, the number of atoms of each substance in the formula above, we have 2 calcium, 2 distributes here, and there's only one subscript, so 2 times 1 is 2. For nitrogen, 2 times 1 nitrogen is 2, times 2, that would make 4. 2 times 3 is 6, times 2 would make that 12 oxygens. So oxidation numbers indicate the number of electrons lost or gained when a bond is formed. So here carbon has 3 possible oxidation numbers. It can either be a -4, as if it gains 4 electrons, a +2, it has given away 2 electrons, or a +4, where it has given away 4 electrons. So when writing the chemical formulas for the ionic compounds, the sum of the oxidation numbers in the compound need to equal 0. So for example, sodium +1 bonded to a chlorine with a -1, the -1 and the +1 cancel out for the overall charge to be 0. So write each ion of the metal first. From there you will do the crisscross and reduce method for the oxidation numbers, not the signs. Write numbers as subscripts and do not write ones. So for example, a compound containing magnesium and chlorine. Magnesium has a +2 charge, chlorine has a -1 charge. You crisscross the oxidation numbers and you get MgCl2. The 1 goes down here, indicating there is only 1 magnesium, 2 indicating there are now 2 chlorines. What really happens is magnesium has these 2 extra electrons that it really doesn't want. It will loan one to chlorine atom over here and loan the other one to the chlorine atom over here. When they are together, this here would be one of magnesium electrons that it has given to this chlorine, and here's the one here that it gave to this chlorine. So compound containing barium and oxygen. Barium has a +2 charge, oxygen has a -2 charge, and when you crisscross, you end up with BaO. Not Ba2O2, you need to simplify since 2 goes into both 2, therefore they cross out to simplify to become 1. So let's practice. Sodium and bromine. Calcium and fluorine. Calcium is a 2+, fluorine is a -1. To balance it out, we need to have 2 fluorines for every 1 calcium. Aluminum and oxygen. This is one of the more complicated ones because aluminum has a 3+ charge and oxygen a -2. However, you just crisscross the oxidation numbers and you have aluminum, 2 aluminums for every 3 oxygens. So let's check your understanding. Write the formula for the compound containing calcium and oxygen. Calcium has a 2+ and oxygen a 2-, so you end up with just calcium and oxygen. So let's write the ionic formulas for polyatomic ions. Never change the polyatomic ion. If more than one polyatomic, put parentheses followed by a subscript. So combine ammonium and chlorine. Ammonium is a +1, chlorine is a -1, and cross the oxidation numbers and you get ammonium chloride. Now what about lithium in the carbonate ion? Lithium is a +1, carbonate is a -2. Cross the oxidation numbers and you end up with lithium 2, carbonate 1. So if we take calcium +2 and an oxygen, or the hydroxide ion -1, you end up with calcium hydroxide. Notice we needed to use parentheses to indicate there are now 2 hydroxide ions. So practice with magnesium and hydroxide, potassium and the sulfate ion. So check your understanding and write the formula